Two Ordinary Nerds, a podcast where you call us and we talk about relationship problems and try to help you out. I'm here with my co-host, Daniel Narvesa. How are you doing today?
My name is Jeff! We're doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Excited to talk about more nerdy stuff, realizing I have a lot to edit.
Huh.
Oh, wow. That was a little extreme.
That's because that is a good intro to our...
Yeah, it's Guinness
Nitro IPA, and what it does, it has nitrogen in it instead of regular CO2.
Yeah.
So when you open it up, it sounds like...
The screams of Mordor.
And I think mine is frozen. I think.
That is not... So, we might not drink that.
It's smooth, though.
But there's no carbonation.
No, it's nitro. That's what it's supposed to be.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I can't do it. No, that's gross. You can have that. So, Daniel just got a free 6-pack.
Yes.
Really? I didn't know that they were... So the nitro beer takes away from the...
So it's the nitro beer mixed for a more nitrogen is less dense, I guess. Mm-hmm. I'm not a chemist or a physics anyway, but I think it's because it's less dense. It doesn't have that much. It's not so it's not a heavy beer, so it's. Mm-hmm. But flavor wise,
no,
it's not your thing.
Flat beer is not good beer.
Well, it's not flat.
It's kind of flat.
It still has the bubbliness.
Not mine. Mine is flat.
You're so picky with beer.
I just don't like flat beer. It's just not... Ugh.
Do you like flat pop?
No.
Do you like the carbonation?
Oh, yeah. It's got to be heavily carbonated. One would say I would like it so much that I would still drink it if it was in carbonite. So
you're a very... What would you say it? You're a very Han Solo-ish?
Yes. So currently Daniel's trying to log into a laptop that he's had that doesn't look like it's been turned on for a decade. How old is it?
I don't know. It's my wife's old one that we give it to my sister for the longest time. But it works now. It's turning on. So... what do you think about? So, what will you get this nitro IPA? Will you give it a 1 beer, 2 beers,
1,
or 0 beers? That mean that you will not finish
like
it?
A half.
I will give it a 2. I think that's the point of the Guinness beer is that heaviness that the dense motherfucking beer. It's a Guinness.
That's the fun part about this podcast, though, is because we're trying new beers, and if they suck, they suck, and if they don't, they don't. And that shows that we have different tastes.
Well, yeah, at least we try different beers. It's kind of hard to always, in every episode, get something different.
Yeah, which we are good about. Every episode we do get something different.
There's some repeats, but there's no shame in that.
Currently, while he's loading his computer, I'm trying to take a selfie of myself that I'm going to upload on our Facebook page.
Alright.
What the fuck? You stupid Snapchat.
You need to tear it down. Open it up. Jesus.
Alright, there we go.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So we have to. So what do you want to talk about today?
That is a horrible picture. We gotta do this again. I know I don't look this fat.
So what do you think about it? What are you thinking so far? Sorry. Okay, Lou. So what do we want to talk about this episode?
We're going to talk about some video games that were announced, some video games that were pushed aside, some sad news in the DC movie universe, and no, we're not talking about the ratings of their movies. We already know that's sad. And whatever else we can think of.
So let's get our quarters and go to the arcade bar.
So, first off, Red Dead Redemption 2 was pushed back.
I saw some pictures that look pretty nice.
Yeah, the pictures look really good. I really like the forest picture.
Yeah.
Where it shows them in the woods.
Yeah, I think it looks amazing. I think I wonder what type of a computer you need to have to make it look like that, but
now it's only coming out for Xbox One and PS4.
Oh, really? No PC?
Nope.
God damn it.
That's what happens when you don't have both.
Well.
But I'm PS4 first. Even though I have a new PC, I still love my PS4 more.
Do you think it's going to be the biggest map ever?
Well, I would assume it. If you have GTA 5, that was the biggest one they've ever made. I think that they're just going to expand based off of that.
Do you think it's going to be similar to GTA 5, where it's multiplayer online?
Oh, they've already said that it's going to be online. But there's also a big single player map also, which I'm looking forward to.
GTA has a good storyline too. I thought it was going to be kind of cool and kind of different, where you have your bandits versus your sheriffs, and I think that would be interesting if you can choose.
One of the pictures they show in there is a bank robber or a train robber. I got really excited about that because I've always said that would be really fun to do.
Yeah, like a train robbery.
Yep.
I just don't want to be. I wish I could be. I think it would be fun if I could be a sheriff and there's bounties on other people. You have to go horseback.
Well, in the first one you had bounties.
Well, in the first one, yes, but now we're talking about the multiplayer.
Yeah, multiplayer.
Like you have to choose maybe being like
a bandit, or you're saying for like one of the games that they would have, because like GTA 5, they have separate games you play online. So you're saying
bandits and robbers and sheriff,
or it would be cool if you had like a posse, and then you also the sheriff had a posse also.
That is cool.
It would be coming after you
because I shot the sheriff. I did not shoot the deputy. Like the good old Bob Marley said.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
I'm pretty stoked with this game. I'm really stoked.
That's my favorite game, so I'm very excited about it. And although it sucks that it's pushed back, I still have so many. I mean, the new South Park game is going to come out. I'm really excited about the Shadows of Mordor, or whatever it's called, or is it War of Mordor?
Yeah, the new game,
Lord of the Rings game that's coming out. I'm going to buy that on PS4, and it looks pretty cool.
But I mean, they just said that we don't have an official date. It's still supposed to be coming this year. So
no, Red Dead. They said it comes out the spring of 2018.
Really?
Yep. That's why they released those pictures early. They said, there'll be more information this summer, but it's coming out spring of 2018. So basically, March or May of next year, so a year from now.
Okay,
which I have plenty to play in the meantime.
But I really hope they show up on PC. They have to.
Well, GTA 5 eventually showed up. It's just that Rockstar has more of a following on PS4 and Xbox than PC.
I don't know. I think GTA 5 and PC is way better than Xbox, something like that.
Yeah, but I'm saying they have the following.
Mm-hmm.
The detail on that game looks amazing.
Like that. I think the train robbery is going to be fun. I think hopefully you get like the different revolvers, different rifles, where you can more or less customize it. Maybe you can be a two-handed,
I want to do like some fort battles, man. It'd be cool to be in have to shack up in a fort and have to fight off either if you're a bandit and fighting off the sheriff in a fort. Or I think it would just be neat to do that. Or
do you think there's going to be any Native Americans where you can be playable?
There's going to be Native Americans in there. I don't know if that they're going to be playable. I'm not sure. I know I think there's going to be 5 characters based off the front picture, or 7.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I'm like, another game that came out recently was Injustice 2. I haven't played it, but I've watched enough videos on YouTube and Twitch to know exactly the storyline. It's basically, it doesn't follow the comics storyline to the T, but it basically, Superman is defeated and he's in basically in a red sun cell where basically the red sun makes him weak, so he's and he has kryptonite there to make him vulnerable. Brainiac, who is basically comes to Earth and starts taking away cities because he's basically like a collector, collects cities. So he has a whole bunch of cities and he destroyed 100 planets, like thousands of planets, and he has all those cities uploaded in his base. So basically, Batman needs to free Superman to help him defeat a Brainiac.
Okay.
And there's two stories. So basically, of course, if you can play as Superman, you can play as anybody, and they all have their own endings if you beat Brainiac. But basically, the story goes: if you play with Superman, eventually Superman will defeat Batman. Oh, I'm sorry. So basically, you defeat Brainiac, and once you defeat Brainiac, it's when there's a division. It's Superman, Wonder Woman, and the posse want to kill Brainiac and upload Superman's brain in it, and yes, basically download in the cities, but they're not sure how, but they will basically figure it out. And then there's Superman that do not want to kill Brainiac, and then when I try to figure out a safe way to download the cities again. So you get the 2 options. Basically, if you're Superman and defeat Batman, what you do is basically you get the Supergirl and you basically say, "Join me," and Supergirl says no. So Superman throws her into a prison, and you can tell it's like months later. Months later, he shows up and says, "Are you willing to join me?" And Supergirl says no. That symbol means hope. Blah 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 blah. And Superman says, "You have 2 choices. So you can choose to join me voluntarily. We're gonna force you." And you can see Batman walking behind him with this Brainiac contraction that basically he's mind controlling Batman.
Oh wow!
And if you play as Batman, basically you defeat Superman, and you basically get Superman, and you tie him. You get like this kryptonite handcuffs, and they send him to the other world, to the negative zone. So you basically banish him. And basically, he says, "I'm going to come back." And Batman is like, "Hey, well, if you do, I'll be ready." And you can see Batman in the back retiring. And there's like a new Justice League where it's like Blue Beetle, Supergirl, all the young characters are the new Justice League. And Batman is in the back making missiles out of kryptonite and sharpening like a sword out of kryptonite because he knows that Superman will reappear. But every single character has an ending, like that's the basically storyline, and I think because if you beat Brainiac with Harley Quinn, for example, she is invited by Batman to join the Justice League.
Oh, okay.
If you beat it with the Flash, he realizes that and the conflict between Batman and Superman's gonna happen, so he gets Brainiac and runs him to the end of time to make him disappear. So he runs to the end of time and throws him in. But when he's running back, all the Flashes are together, and they're like, "Holy shit! Something big is gonna happen! Something big is gonna happen!" And they were like Flashpoint 2 in the comics, so they were talking about the Flashpoint 2. Have you seen the Flashpoint 2? It's Watchmen and DC are in the same universe now.
Well, yeah. I guess in a sense they were already.
They're already, but now they're gonna mingle.
Yeah. So Dr. Manhattan and Rorschach and all of them.
So and it seems like a lot of fun. I know they bring different. They use different universes because Green Arrow's here, but he's from a different universe. Joker's from a different universe. There's all the people that died in different universes are also brought in.
Oh, okay.
For example, Green Arrow joins this like Justice League that they are from different universes.
Well, Canary in the comic goes back.
Canary.
Yeah,
Green Arrow.
Black Canary gets put with Green Arrow because Constantine doesn't want her to die. I think it's Constantine that puts her there.
But like I said, they don't follow the comic.
Yeah.
Here, the Green Arrow, when he returns to his universe, Brainiac is destroying everything, and this Justice League come in, and they're like, for example, Superman is black. You know, Batman looks like a Russian. So they're all from different universes that jump from universe to universe, defeating Brainiac. So he decides to join them, and he goes and he jumps to a different. So they all have different. The mechanics, as far as I know, they're incredible. And the gameplay is phenomenal. And like, if you like that type of, Street Fighter, Injustice, Tekken vibe, I heard it's amazing. The reviews are 9s and 8s, so it's a solid game. It looks fun. I wish I own a PlayStation, and I'm thinking of buying.
It's not on PC?
No, it's only on PlayStation. It's a PS4 exclusive, I think.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It looks like a fun game.
Did you ever play the Spider-Man game that was on GameCube? The one that came with the Spider-Man 1 movie that came out? That was one of the best
Spider-Mans.
That fucking game was awesome.
Well, they try to get that vibe. But they knew that you were still limited in the open worldness.
I do like my new PC because of the functionality of being able to listen to music and play Diablo 3 or play a video game while...
Yeah. I mean, there's... E3 is coming out. There's like a lot of games that I'm excited. Like Total War 2. It's also going to come to... Total Warhammer 2. Total War Warhammer 2 is also coming. They are bringing finally my favorite race, that is the Skavens. The Skavens. So Warhammer...
Are you talking about Warhammer or Total War?
Total War Warhammer 2. We have the first one. There's a second one coming out, which they bring in my favorite race. So basically, and they're bringing Lizardmen and the Black Elves, not Black Elves, the Dark Elves. So it's the same game, just a different. There's gonna be a different story to the main campaign. So they're bringing the Lizardmen and the Skavens. It seems. The Warhammer is like a miniature figurine.
Yeah, I remember you talking about it being a board game.
It's a miniature board game, but they're bringing in this. So there's a Lizardman, like you can ride T-Rex. There will also be Skavens who are rat men, who are like half rats, half men. It's kind of weird. They are big in numbers, but they're shitty and they're not normally the most powerful individually, but they're a shit ton. So the amount that you can buy of soldiers you can buy, it's gonna be double or triple.
Oh wow!
Especially if you fight like a dwarf, it's gonna triple them, easy. Like each individual, like if it's a 1v1, the Skavens are destroyed, but you're basically outrun them by sheer numbers. But it seems fun. They're probably gonna show more in E3.
E3 is gonna have a lot of cool shit. Which one of those is the new Lord of the Rings game?
Yeah, the Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, that game looks awesome.
It looks like a fun game. It seems again it will have a.
I like the fact that you get to create your own army. No one way is different.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be Shadow of War.
Yeah, Shadow of War is what it's called.
It seems like a good game. I think it follows the same character.
It's the same. Yeah, it's the same guy, but he has a new ring of power, one that's not in the folklore. That would be fucking awesome.
So, yeah. I mean, there's
the new Call of Duty.
The new Call of Duty is coming out, but it's gonna be a World War II one.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're following the footsteps of
their original.
I wasn't the original. I'm saying the
Medal of Honor.
No, the
Battlefield.
Battlefield 1, World War 1. They're going back to World War 2.
Star Wars, I'm not going to buy it because I had Battlefront 1 and I was disappointed. But Battlefront 2 actually has a storyline now. But I don't think it's still going to be that good because, once again, it's a... what is that company that makes that?
I'm not... EA?
Yeah, it's an EA one. So they're heavy on, you have to buy the expansions to make it worth...
You need to spend like $120 to make it worth it.
God of War, I'm excited for.
Yeah, there's a rumor that Borderlands 3 may show up. Destiny 2 is also being...
Destiny 2, it said it's going to have open worlds, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be cool.
But that's pretty much, that's, once it comes out, we can talk about it later.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have a full coverage E3 episode.
You've been out of time, but you haven't touched it, but you think the campaign is hard.
Yeah, I've been playing the campaign, but it is definitely difficult. I don't know where I went. I was doing really good, and then I made bad decisions. I was like,
too aggressive?
Yep.
Yeah, that's... That game, I noticed, it will punish you quickly for being too aggressive. You need to calm, because if you normally have one or two armies, and I mean, if you attack, and all of a sudden you get hit twice, your army's gone.
Yep.
And then you start running back. They don't let you run back to your base to regroup. No, they will chase you down and destroy you.
I've done that with people that were I was fighting against. They came and attacked me, and I won. And then they kept trying to attack me, and I beat them again. And then I had another side force go after them. And that's what I should have done. I was doing good for a while, and then I got too cocky because I was like, I needed to expand. No. And you have to utilize diplomacy correctly. Yep. You have to be very careful with the diplomacy. They will not, like, if you're too passive, they will avoid it. So basically, you need to have you need to make sure that you're growing your cities smartly. You cannot just do it willy-nilly. You need to make sure you have enough money to sustain a big army. You need to make sure that you're researching the right points, so you have a diverse army. Once I played with the dwarves, and it took me forever, but I won with the dwarves, and I played with a lot of, a couple of hours with basically every single one of them, and now I'm playing a long version with the Empire, which is getting pretty tough now because I have the warlords coming from the north, and they're being a pain in my ass. But it's a fun game. I enjoy it. You can play the campaign where basically it's more Civilization 5, I will say. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you can still battle it as like, you can do all the battles if you can auto resolve them, which makes if you're leaning on winning, it makes sense to auto resolve it. But if you're half and half, it's good to fight them because you could take the advantage.
Mm-hmm. I've got to the point that I realize that I'm better right now than auto resolve. So if it's an easy battle, I'll let them auto resolve it. If it's a hard battle or I have more chances to lose, I take control. Which so far I've noticed that at least I'm playing in a medium, so I'm not playing too hard. So it's I'm able to defeat them quite easily. Normally, every once in a while I face some sort of terrain they hurt me pretty bad, but I like it. I think it's a fun game. I think it has a little bit of everything that I want in a tactical game. You can play it as you have a beer in your hand and you can just click and play the entire game, or you can have one. You can also be more engaged if you want to. I like that. It makes him.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I just, like I said, I haven't had time to play it since then. Plus, I've been playing Diablo 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's the new.
But I'm gonna play more Warhammer because I really like the campaign part. It's interesting. It's hard.
Yeah,
it's fun.
You have, like, once you go to the first, I'll say after the first hour, you become cocky.
And then you can't...
Or 30 minutes to become cocky.
You can't have a big enough army, because if you have too big of an army, it's going to cost too much money. And you won't make a profit, therefore you can't expand.
And then people are going to get mad at you and start revolting.
Yep.
It's a fun game. It's one of those games that you need to take step by step. You need to think about in the overall aspect. And if you're having troubles, there's thousands of guys on YouTube. I like to watch Twitch videos where I saw people playing, and I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. And,
yeah.
And that made me a little bit better. I don't know. What else are you excited? Is there anything that you're excited about the gaming?
What do you mean, like coming out?
Yeah, like apart from Red Dead.
Other than Red Dead, it was supposed to come out this year, but I'm really excited about the new South Park game because it comes out with both. You get the free and the Fractured Butthole, and I'm really excited because I didn't get to play the Stick of Truth, so I'm going to play both of them.
I can let you borrow. I can.
What comes?
I think with Steam, I can let you borrow the Stick of Truth.
It comes for free.
I know, but I mean, if you want to play beforehand,
I got plenty. I mean, maybe I got plenty right now to play though.
Mm-hmm.
Shadows of Mordor. Oh, God of War. I'm really. Oh, the other big one I'm super stoked about is The Last of Us, but that probably won't be until PlayStation, the Sony's conference.
The Last of Us 2.
Yeah, I love the first one.
The God of War 3. No, not God of War 3. What God of War is it?
I think it's just God of War.
Well, the new God of War coming out looks amazing.
Yeah, they fixed the cameras so you don't have to go from section to section with it moving. Like it's third person and it looks way better than what it did before. So God of War was one of my favorite games on PS3.
Unfortunately, though it's gonna be a little sidetrack, we know that Zack Snyder's daughter, unfortunately, she committed suicide, and he's gonna step out away from the Justice League movie, and
Joss Whedon's taken over.
It's when I first read the article, it kind of bothered me that they wrote it saying that he was leaving the Justice League movie, and I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be another shitty movie. But once I read the article and I realized the reason why, it was like,
that's probably
it didn't make me worry about the movie. It didn't make me. I understand completely. I think it's the most natural thing. Yeah. Although she passed away, I think it was last year. It's been some time that she.
Oh really?
Yeah, she passed. Right after her incident, he went directly to work and just work. But now I think he had time to be able to think a little bit and more, and be able to be like, I need to be with my family. And we just want to say, like, if you have depression thoughts or suicidal thoughts, you're not alone. Seek help. There's hotlines and there's help out there.
Semicolon. Go on that website. There's a whole chat room full of people that have been through that, and they can help out. Never feel like you shouldn't seek therapy. You should not want to seek therapy. If you feel like you need to talk to someone, go talk.
Yeah, you're not alone.
Suicide's not funny, man.
No, it's not. But all our prayers go with Zack Snyder's family, and hopefully he can heal and go back to work and making great movies. And I think
making better movies than Batman vs
Superman. But I have to say, that movie, I watched the Batman clip that when he enters to save Superman's mom.
That part is the best.
I haven't seen a fight scene in superhero movies as good as that one. There's not a single scene better than that one in the superhero movies. That
was pretty cool. I mean, Captain America versus George St. Pierre was pretty close.
But this one was Soldier. But this one, I think was I liked it. It was, he gets shot in the head. Mm-hmm. He goes with the little beep, noise. I think it was great.
It was cool. That was probably,
and I mean,
the old one. The Batmobile's cool in that movie, but there's just a lot too much that's wrong with it. But I think Batman they got right.
Batman they got right. I think Superman they got right. The thing I think they got wrong was Lex Luthor. There was something. I think they got right a lot in the two major things, but everything else was kind of shitty. But those two major, like the the Superman dilemma. I think it was kind of seeing Superman. You cannot defeat Superman in a punch fight. So the Snyder find a way. You attack his family. You attack his heart. You attack his mental. You break him down. That's how you beat Superman. And I think they got it right. And I think it would have been nice if if Lex Luthor was. If you take Doomsday out of the equation and the Lex Luthor with that technology and did something else.
Yeah, Lex Luthor, I don't think that they did really good with Jesse Eisenberg as him. I think that they should have picked someone else.
But overall, it was if they had a good villain, I think it would have been good.
They should have focused on Apocalypse and had him, and then not worry about
Doomsday.
Doomsday, not Apocalypse. Sorry.
I was like, what? Wrong.
Sorry, X-Men, not DC.
Wrong universe, brother. But yeah. And if anything doesn't help, you can always email us. We'd be more than happy to chat. We like to talk, so.
Yep. And feel free to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Two Ordinary Nerds. If you go on YouTube, you're going to have to go to Two Ordinary Nerds and then click on Pages and go to the second page because YouTube goes based off of views. So whoever has the first views or the most views pops up first, and we're at the very back because we only have 5 people.
Well, people, start watching this on YouTube.
Cheers.
Cheers.